or doing any counterattacks. Those mines being total pain in the ass, as well as those vultures. Vultures, of course, being very fast moving and very useful in that regard. That Nexus finally has gone down. Both Nexuses have gone down, so both expansions have been stopped by Hwasin. Hwasin now trying to take those expansions for himself and delay JangBi well as long as he can. JangBi now moving in with several arbiters and a small amount of probes, dragoons, and zealots into the 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock / 3 o'clock there. Bunch of vultures, just following those vultures around, which is probably exactly what Hwasin wants. He wants JangBi to just focus on those vultures that are being a total pain in the ass. Very smart, very good, evasive, delaying actions by Hwasin. So he hasn't pulled back yet because JangBi is still on more bases, although Hwasin is slowly but surely trying to turn this match at least on even ground. And if he keeps this up and continues to macro up and hopefully doesn't lose that large amount of forces that he has at the 5 o'clock, he could manage eventually to pull back into this match. Okay, something burning. Right, 3 still bases up for Hwasin. I think his main at this point probably mostly mined out. Mr. Natural is probably still mining. He is trying to take out those 2 bases, take for himself those 2 bases at the 5 o'clock. I've repeated that a million times already. I don't know why I'm still am. There's an Arbiter now coming in for another huge recall right into one of the Naturals. They met a lot of tanks. The stasis going off at a bunch of the tanks, and it's very successful here. There are, though, tanks there in another position that do get stasis that are going to try to prevent it as much as they can. There's a Science Vessel there also to try to detect those forces. The Science Vessel is still alive. Lots of stasis tanks. All the forces do get taken down there on the ground, and those dragoons and zealots are now going to just take free reign on all those SCVs. So JangBi, wow, Hwasin almost did manage to, he did do a lot of good stuff there, trying to take out as many forces as he can. But Hwasin unfortunately taking a lot of damage here. He needed that base. He's not mining much at all now. One of his naturals almost mined out. The second natural was close to being mined out. Didn't have a lot of minerals left. He needed more expansion. So at this point, Hwasin needs that 5 o'clock base very, very, very badly. While here, this natural is going to get completely taken out. So many tanks being stasis, not being very useful. This attack is soon enough going to get cleaned up. One of the arbiters does go down, observer as well, probably soon. But, oh man, so much damage done. I think most of the SCVs were killed. Some maybe pulled away. And JangBi's now going to move in with more arbiters right into that position there. To the 5 o'clock to do some damage there. Ooh. Tanks are going down there. Oh, more arbiters going down. Oh, stasis on Goliath and 3 tanks that were on the ramp there in a good position. So many arbiters moving in with dragoons. Comsets going off, but they're just being far, far too late. Hwasin now in deep trouble again. He did some very nice play there, but JangBi now again just getting a vice grip on this match. This 5 o'clock that Hwasin tried to take for himself are going to get taken down. Very few forces there to defend. Hwasin this one has to defend these bases. Counterattack would do some damage, although the counterattack would get snuffed out. And as soon as that counterattack would get snuffed out, JangBi would have such an advantage in bases and minerals and forces that it would just be instant GG for Hwasin. One of the 5 o'clock bases is alive, mind you. Now JangBi is using those probes that for some reason were left alive to damage and attack those SCV as much as they can. So JangBi just doing as good as he can to kill all opposing forces. We did lose one of his bases there, and now he's in serious trouble. Stasis going off, not very good stasis though. A bunch of arbiters that are running around with only a few dragoons, but so many arbiters. EMP away going off on quite a few of those arbiters, so there's a few of those stasis not going to happen. But so many arbiters out there that you can just, JangBi just spam spaces as much as he can, as much as he wants to. Korean commentators screaming right in my ear here. They know how exciting this match is. So many arbiters out there. JangBi could just go for one single last recall anywhere he wanted, and that would completely finish off. He just needs, if he takes out these forces, if he keeps doing what he's doing, taking expansions for himself and denying expansions for Hwasin, just as soon as he takes out that main force, that's going to be it. JangBi has such a clear advantage at this point. I don't know what Hwasin can really do to pull back at this point. I said at this point twice there, I didn't mean to. Trying to keep up with this match, you need a lot of fast talking. Bunch of more gateways now coming up for JangBi in his expansion. So JangBi at this point probably has 12 gateways or more, maybe. 12 gateways is a standard huge micro gateway amount, though. At this point, he could go beyond that. Another engagement coming here. A bunch of tanks inside, so get stasis before they can really do any damage. Arbiters moving in with a bunch of dragoons to support. This is gonna be it. Stars also coming off. Those Goliaths do barely survive though, although those Arbiters and Dragoons moving in, they're just going to do a bunch of damage. The High Templar also running around. Those Stasis tanks not doing anything. As soon as they unstasis, they're going to be instantly matching with Hwasin, looking very worried there. He knows that he's very, very short from losing this match. He needs to do something miraculous to pull back from this. He needs to kill expansions as well as kill mining. Ooh, oh man, a lot of Dragoons and Arbiters now moving in. Just gonna fire off from that ramp right into those tanks and then take off anything that has Science Vessel still alive. They're spotting, but that's gonna be it. 3 Arbiters, a bunch of Dragoons gonna take out this expansion. And as soon as that expansion gets down, I think Hwasin's gonna GG. There's nothing at this point he can do. He has no forces out. Repeat, no forces. A lot more forces moving in for JangBi, and has so much stuff. Okay, a few tanks moving in for Hwasin, trying his best, just trying to pull back, trying to keep his expansions alive, but that command center now taken down. And I think there was an EMP wave that did go down on those Arbiters. Oh, that's gonna, you know, stop him for so long. Wow, look at all those gateways pumping Dragoons like mad. 1 expansion still alive for Hwasin. Some girl there probably very worried for Hwasin, maybe his girlfriend or something, I don't know. But Hwasin has so few foes, has a few Science Vessels running around, a couple of tanks, but and a few Goliaths and Vultures. But I don't see how he can pull back from these. He has such a small amount of forces. Archon's out for JangBi. He's just gonna move in. This is gonna be the killing blow here. JangBi is gonna try to engage this force from both sides. Gonna flank right into this force, take it down as much as he can. JangBi, they're trying to reinforce from yet another direction with those Arbiters, although there are mines that'll prevent that. Those tanks are being forced to move back right into the main, and they're nothing at the main. A couple of tanks meeting them there, but this is going to be it. That Archon's going to... Ooh, Archon and Storm going off, and now pretty much all the forces of Hwasin have been taken down. A couple of Vultures trying to land mines, so just from now on, just nothing but delaying actions by Hwasin. Hwasin just delaying his demise as long as he can. GG, no, final coming out. WW, never mind for Hwasin. Hwasin knew he had that loss at that point. JangBi just playing a superior game, showing why he's insanely good against Terran. Hwasin obviously looking a little bit disappointed, not surprised. He did play a good match though. He did play some pretty smart moves. When he was at a disadvantage, he managed to almost equalize the playing field. But JangBi had economic advantage for long enough for him to be able to steamroll Hwasin right back. So good play by both players. Very nice PvT. I like seeing PvTs played on Colosseum II. One of my first ever commentaries were on that map. Oh, the STX coach is walking away in disgust. Oh, man. But yeah, I really hope to cast more games on Colosseum II. I really like that map. Lots of great games can be played there. PvT, especially a perfect map for PvT. So, yeah, good game by JangBi. Hwasin, sorry man, but nice game by you as well. So, look forward to the ace match.